Took about 5 seconds to get a bite. Oh, it's a redfish, no way. Good morning, guys. We've got ourselves a breezy one today, but I wanted to get the Ginu out. I did a couple of things to it to try to prevent the porpoising from happening, some weight distribution stuff, and I also put a little plate on the cavitation plate of the engine, so hopefully that'll work. But I'm gonna catch some live bait, or at least try to with the wind. We'll see what happens with that. And then I'm actually gonna run way up this river. So the river I'm in today is not a very big river. It doesn't extend very far, and it's known for being a saltwater and brackish water river, but I've always been curious if there are freshwater species living in here. I've seen gar, but gar can tolerate all kinds of different salinities, but I'm really curious if there's like any largemouth bass or striped bass, or honestly, redfish and all that stuff is what we're trying to catch too, and it'd be interesting to get them way upriver. So yeah, we're just gonna test the theory and throw some live bait around and see if we can catch something weird today. That's the goal. I want to catch a species of fish from this river system that I have never caught from here before. All right, so this trolling motor is not capable of using reverse strong enough to pull me away from the bank with this wind, so yeah, it's really awkward. I have to like come in like this, turn it all the way around, and crank that thing up. Oh, horrible cast, dude. That was not a good cast. All right, try that again. There we go. I bet that got it some. That's the cast we're looking for. Just slowly pop it off the bottom. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's gonna have some shrimp in it. Just make sure we don't catch our trolling motor. Yep, got some. Yep, got some baits. We got a little baby sea trout too. He's going back. A couple of croakers, which I'll hang on to. And some live shrimp. Yeah, a lot of croaker. That's funny. A nice guy at the boat ramp gave me some dead mullet, which I can cut up and use for cut bait. All right, well, that footage just corrupted. So I don't know if y'all saw any of that cast netting I just did, but we've got maybe 24 shrimp right now. Honestly, probably less than that. That's generous. There's so many of them, but for some reason, like, they're not getting in the net. And I think it's because my mesh is too big on this net for these little itty bitty shrimp. But I just need enough to like give me a solid fish or two. I've got some cut bait, like I said, or like you should have heard me say, although at this point I don't know what footage was good and what footage wasn't. But this trolling motor, I can't use it in reverse because the wind's too strong for the reverse power. So I have to flip it all the way around. Hit it with one of those. We're spooking shrimp left and right. All right, if we don't get like a million in there, dude, like I don't understand. There are so many shrimp in there. Like, if we don't get a ton in there, it's not gonna make any sense. It's just not. Ugh. All right, I think we have shad in there, which is so weird. We have shad. Oh Lord. What is going on? This wind is cooking me. All right, we did get a ton though, and I think that's all we need for bait, because I am not trying to cast net in these conditions more than I have to. All right. Come on. All right, yeah, that should be fine. Okay. All right, it took about a half hour to get all those croakers ungilled from the net, but we did it. Cast net stowed, we won't need that anymore. Let's just run upriver. So this bridge marks the furthest up this river I've ever been, and I'm planning on trying to get up another mile or so, at least. Just slowing it down through here, but that is really interesting. Some natural structure with barnacles growing all over it. Dude, how sick would it be to catch a sheep's head on a tree stump around here? I know, like in the mangroves in Florida, it's a very common thing, but that's a pretty cool piece of structure for the marsh. All right, so the further back here I run, the less and less interesting the stumps become, because they're everywhere, dude. I feel like I can rip my freaking lower unit off back here now. Like, look at this. This is kind of crazy. We might not be able to get through some of this stuff up here. It's beautiful, though. Feels like the kind of place you'd see some incredible wildlife. It is a very low tide right now. And on a high tide, you would not be able to see like any of these stumps. So we're probably not gonna stay back here too long. I didn't realize how filled with trees this creek was gonna be. It's kind of a shame because I really want to explore all the way down, but we're not gonna rip our lower unit off today. Unfortunately for y'all, I'm sorry. It would make some good content. I feel like if I fished back here, it'd just be snag after snag after snag. Curiosity did kill the cat, and I'm a pretty curious person right now. Oh, can I? I'm just gonna try to drift over this. We're just gonna let the tide take me over this here. Yo, we did it. Dude, on the way back in, I'm gonna have to crawl. Oh, man. Yeah, I just bumped over two things that were enough for me to just be like, yeah, I don't want to play with that. We're gonna be smart today and actually go back out to the main river. Not the main river, but we'll still fish these upper reaches and try to catch a fish. It's just like, dang, dude. I wish this wasn't as sketchy, because I definitely just hit two things and they bumped pretty good. It wasn't bad, but because I'm going like literally snail's pace through here. Like that was it right there. You might have heard that on the camera. I bumped one thing. I wonder if there's a way to get the kayak back here. I don't think so. That was so funny. I was like, wow, there's trees in the saltwater. That's really cool. I mean, just look around here, dude. Okay, I found a creek mouth. We're gonna throw some baits out and just kind of post up, see if we catch something. Yo, boys, I'm not even kidding. I literally just got this thing out and we have something already. Please don't be a stingray, because that's genuinely what I think it might be. Oh Lord. It was on a cut mullet. Took about 5 seconds to get a bite. Oh, it's a redfish, no way. Dude, what? That was easy. I was actually literally doing that for like 2 seconds. I had that thing in the water. No way. I'm like, that had to be too good to be true. I was like, there's no way this is a redfish. It is a redfish. So I think this is like the most fresh water I've caught a redfish in. It's pretty awesome. I haven't caught it yet though, so I guess we can't get ahead of ourselves. And trim the engine up. Dude, such a beautiful fish, man. I love them when they're way up in the marsh because they actually live up to their name. Like, sometimes you catch redfish and you're like, why do they name them redfish? This is just a silverfish or goldfish. But this one's more of a pumpkin-y red, a little orange reddish. You live up to your name, buddy. All right, I'm gonna try to hustle you in here now. Gosh, you got so much fight in you. I can't believe how quick that happened. It's a nice fish too. Wow, I did not expect that. And that is a fatty. Look at him. Heck yeah. Nice fish. Heck of a way to start it. Way upriver. You can see that's actually kind of a red fish. He's almost like copper. A bronze copper color. So pretty. It's a male, I hear him drumming. Oh yeah. See you, bro. Okay, wow. That happened so fast. Popping cork with a live shrimp. Absolute staple for inshore. And then if you guys want to know what I was really curious about doing today, it is this right here. This is an itty bitty little micro jig, and I'm gonna try to catch something on the micro setup, like a tiny little redfish or a tiny little trout. That'd be so cool in my opinion. Just let it sink down there and bounce it around. GoPro, start recording. All right, didn't realize that's recording, but we're hooked up again. This is literally just out in the channel. So it's interesting. This is like the only creek intersection that I've seen for pretty much most of my rips since I got to the bridge. And I figured, you know, a ton of water meeting in one spot, there might be a fish or two. And there's another red. Just a little guy, but so beautiful. Every fish we're gonna catch today, I guarantee, it's gonna be gorgeous. And I may end up putting another bottom rig on. Wow, so pretty. So pretty. I cannot get over that. Look at those colors. Get you right back, buddy. Ooh, he's bleeding just a little bit. Sorry. Let's get you unhooked. All right. We'll get you released over here. My shadow's kind of messing it up, but there he goes. So both, I was fishing like a little shallower, and I put that one out in the middle of the creek, and it was another really quick bite. So we're just gonna kind of keep that up, I guess. Keep up the chucking in the middle. Shout out to the guy who gave me these mullet, because they are going to use right now. Dude, this is kind of ridiculous. There he is. Oh, I can swallow it. I did not feel that bite. It's a slot fish, but I just don't have the means to keep them. right, so that fish had it a little deep. I ended up just cutting the line. He swam off, but probably not a smart move on my part. I should have made the decision to switch to circle hook sooner. So we're gonna do that now. I have these little, I think these are 1/2 ounce, yeah. 1/2 ounce egg weight. We're gonna do a knocker rig straight to a circle hook. I'm gonna select one of the bigger circle hooks I have just to really maximize that protection, and I'm actually gonna debarb this too because I'm not planning on keeping fish today, and I never really ever keep redfish because I like to release them. So a little knocker rig and I think we'll be ready to roll. I might use this rod actually. This guy is gonna get a jig head, and then my bait rod is gonna be the rod that I have 15-pound braid on, because this one has 10-pound braid, and a little bit of extra strength will go a long way, especially I'm feeling so much structure down there. It's really interesting how quick these fish are biting. I didn't realize they would just be stacked. Like, I think I just got super lucky, kind of just picked the random creek mouth and was like, all right, let's set up. It looks kind of nice, it looks cozy. I like my little spot right here. It's so pretty. I'm like waiting for a bald eagle or a great horned owl or something to come by because I have my big camera. I want to get some wildlife shots today as well. But the fish are biting for us, which is very, very nice. You will not hear a complaint from me about that. I'm going to use all this mullet, I think, before I even touch my live shrimp that I worked so hard to catch. All right, let's use a nice big old head here. Let's try to hook a big one. We're going for Big Mama. Just like that. Got ourselves a weightless, or not weightless, barbless circle hook. Some tight drag. Ooh, I just had a bite. Missed him. There we go. Oh, I just set the heck out of the hook on a circle hook. There we go. Oh, what? Did he break me off? No. Almost felt like a break off for a second there. It's the barbless hook for you. It's worth it though. I don't want to hurt these fish. I just want to have some fun and let them go. There's one. There's one. This is fun. Great fun. Hey, buddy. Thanks for biting. And you saved my bait, you kind, kind soul. You know, how's that hook? How's that hook stuck without a barb? There we go. He's good to go. I could tell that fish had energy. He didn't need a revive. He was ready. No way. Shoot. I got snagged. I just had another bite though. So there is a snag out there. There's structure. I don't want to spook these fish, so I'm just gonna see if we get lucky. Ooh, we might have. No, we didn't. Dang it. Took our hook. Might try an artificial. I know the bait's like impossible to beat, but I'm gonna chuck an artificial lure out there for a second. This is just a little jerk shad, Z-Man jerk shad. Might have had a bite there. I feel like this is more of a trout bait than a redfish bait. I might try using a live shad. I wonder what that would do. One more cast. All right, you're not gonna beat bait. Simple as that. I'm gonna try a live. I mean, the mullet's working fine. We should just use the mullet. Okie doke. I'm gonna test my creek mouth theory. We're gonna try one more creek mouth. And unless I see some really saucy trees. But that was cool, successful spot. It was on fire there for like 15, 20 minutes. Every cast within 30 seconds, 45 seconds getting hit. Good place to know about. Add it to the back of my mind. That was a very solid spot. When the tide gets higher, I think I'm gonna rip way up some of these creeks and just film some wildlife. The wind is supposed to go down a tiny bit, and I'm planning on being out here for a long time today, so. Another creek mouth. I mean, it's cool, but it's not the same. Still, we might try it. This creek mouth doesn't look as good. So if we don't catch anything here, I'm not gonna be shocked. It's just like, I don't know, you just kind of get a feeling eventually. This one just looks too barren, but I'm gonna give it a couple casts. We'll try it. I'm gonna nose up on this side of the marsh and we'll fish across to it. Kind of deep. Definitely not shallow. Oh gosh, we have a fish. No way. No way. Creek mouths, baby. I don't know if he might just got off there, honestly. Oh, he's still on. The creek mouth strat. I'm putting y'all on that game right now. It wasn't even a very good looking creek mouth. There's just not a lot of creek mouths back here, so you gotta try each and every one. Another red. Hello. My guy, you are all kinds of wrapped up. There you go. Get a little more line on the reel. Hello. Wow, you are an energetic one. And you saved my bait. GoPro looking a little goofy. Look at that. Another pretty red. Killing it today. Bye-bye. Dude, I'm starting to think these fish just moved from that creek mouth to this one. That really is what might have happened. This one's bigger, I think. This one might touch 20 inches. Oh man, almost just lost my balance. Yeah, not bad. Not a bad fishy. Okay, you have energy. Calm yourself, calm yourself. Okay, it's okay. Yeah, he's close to 20 inches. I can't believe how many fish we're catching today. Kind of crazy. It's like getting to the point where, oh, I was gonna show them to you, but bye-bye. It's getting to the point where it's like kind of ridiculous. Like, I'm still having fun, don't get me wrong. But I guess it's been a while since I've had one of these days where it just feels too easy. Like there's no challenge to it. It's just like, okay, I think we're gonna try it. See how quick it takes for me to get snagged and lose all my gear. But to say I caught a fish on a tree in the marsh is kind of cool. So it's worth it. New strat unlocked. All right. We're doing it. Took about 1 second to get snagged. Okay. Maybe we'll try just on the outside of it here. Can get a chunk of cut mullet out in the middle of nowhere, because why not? Uh-oh, we got a bite here. Something picked up the mullet just sitting in the middle of nowhere. It's a nice red. Hey, buddy. Bait was just doing nothing in the middle of nowhere while I was flying the drone. There we go. That is a nice fish. I don't know what number this is today. We've probably put in the boat like 7 or 8. I don't know. Adios. Well, this is the first creek mouth to let us down. Didn't get a single bite here, other than some bait stealers, but I feel like there's fish here, maybe just on a lower tide. Like we're kind of getting past halfway through the tidal cycle now. Like we're probably about 2.5 hours from high. So I bet like that hour after low, this would be pretty money. But at this point, these fish can run up into the grass. They can run up to all these creeks. So I'm sure they're more spread out. But we're gonna wrap it up here for fishing, and I'm gonna get the camera, go look for some wildlife. If I find anything cool, you'll see it. All right, we got dudes shooting marsh hens, I guess. Good Lord. That's kind of crazy. Maybe we'll go somewhere else. Because they've definitely, that was where I was planning on going, but if they're shooting over there, then you're not gonna catch me over there. Dang, son. That tide coming up. It's pretty sick. So that tide has to have come up maybe 4 or 5 feet at least, because I was able to get under there with both of my rods on the push-pull platform. All right, well, full transparency, I didn't see much wildlife at all. I was looking through some of these little canals almost. They almost look man-made. I'm not sure if they like at one point were for like irrigation or something. Not a whole lot that was worth taking the camera out for. I've literally had this thing ready to go around my neck as I'm cruising back. But we're gonna call it. That was a success of a day in my opinion. We caught some solid redfish in some new spots, explored new waters. It's about all you can ask for. Appreciate you guys for making it to the end of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.